So, I told you we were going to make more videos, and we definitely are. Today we've got quite a nice little haul of bikes. We've got 3 Arctic Cat diesels, which you know we all love. These are actually, well, there's quite a selection here. They all look terrible because they're absolutely rancidly filthy, but they're not all that bad. This one, there's very little wrong with it. If we have a quick little walk around, we'll clean them all off in a minute because it's going to take us about 3.5 million hours to jet wash them. But the brakes, the only issues that I can find on it are the brakes are a little bit spongy. You'll just see us unload all these things, by the way, so that will be your introduction to the video. The rear cable brake doesn't work, which is pretty much standard. I'm sure it'll need a whole lot of bushes and bearings, as every single Arctic Cat does, but it's sound, it runs really well, it drives well, the screen works on it. It's got 19,000 miles, which isn't too bad for one of these. Now this is, if we go down in quality in terms of what they're actually like, this one is probably the second best. As you can see, it's complete. We have got the rack for it on top of that bunch of bits. It's got collapsed rear springs, which isn't horrendously uncommon. So it looks an absolute sight, but it's not as bad as it looks. You'll see once we've cleaned it. It's missing the side panels, but I think there are some side panels again in that big cover of bits. I don't know how many miles this one's done because I haven't put a power to it yet. It's the non-runner. It's apparently got an electrical issue. I don't know what the electrical issue is. If you look, we have got a repair tag from a repair shop on there, so somebody's had a go at fixing it in the past. It's obviously been sat a hell of a long time. Brakes have pressure in it. Rear brake doesn't work like every single one, as I've just said. And over here, we have the bunch of bits. Now,
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Here's a bunch of parts. Now, these parts are actually extremely valuable on these Arctic Cat diesels. This stuff looks really easy to cut, but it's actually not. It's all going to fall apart in a minute. This one's actually a Massey Ferguson branded one, like you've seen before on the channel. Exactly the same as the Arctic Cat. Massey Ferguson didn't make these, they're just branded as Massey Ferguson. Well look, we've got a rear plastic in there, look. Looks like we've got most of the bike in fairness. It's not going to be one to put back together, there's too much missing, it's too apart. But that's interesting. We've got an exhaust. There's the steering stem. I think the rear plastic's bolted on, doesn't look like it. Got some headlights in here. They're a rare commodity. If anybody needs parts off it, let me know pretty quick, because all these bikes are probably going to be sold to the dealer rather than us going through them. Come on. Oh, this one's data tagged. That's interesting. Right, so what have we got? We've got a seat. We've got an exhaust muffler. That's a bloody rare commodity as well. Is it hold? No, it's not hold. That's a valuable item. There's the rest of the exhaust by the looks of it. We've got a gearbox that is still connected. Look, you see that in there? Got an actual gearbox in there. There's an alternator bracket in here. What else? Oh yes, look at that. We've got a screen. That's a very valuable item. See that? There's a screen in there.
If it was sort of being blurry.
Yeah, well, probably won't. There's a fuel filter housing. A bunch of coolant hoses. What else? There's a radiator. We've got the radiator with it there. Got a crank pulley, and crank cog for the bottom of the timing belt. There's a lot of stuff in here. All 4 tyres and wheels by the looks of it. Front diff is in there. All the A-arms and drive belts, hubs. Got a rear differential and prop shaft. That's my phone, I'll show them. So as you can see down there, got all the A-arms and everything in there. There's the rear diff. We've got a lot of tack. We've got good springs, which we can put on the other one to make that good. So that's mint. So yeah, I think what we'll do now is we'll put some power to that one, see if it does anything, see if it's worth trying to get it going, and then we'll wash the hell out of them. So yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Well, something's lit up. This one's actually got less miles on it. This one's 1,000 on the trip, and oh my god, 3,000 miles. This runs. What the hell? Well, that's a turn out for the book. There's nothing really wrong with it.
That's good news.
Well, would you look at that? They both run mint. Right, let's get to cleaning them. Yeah, so the shocks are completely gone and the spring's actually broken on that one. But it runs perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Except from the obvious. So, yeah, we'll clean it now and we'll get back to you definitely. Okay, so we're trying to clean this last bit up, and there's basically a ton of slurry coming off these things. They're not even remotely clean. I don't know what we're going to do with it all, but we will be back shortly. We just still haven't finished. It's been like 2 hours now, so yeah. Right, so and obviously this is going to take quite some considerable time to clean these properly. Now, we have got a chap who's interested in buying the whole lot as a job lot, who's another dealer. So I think what we're going to do is just clean the plastics, and so you can see what condition their plastics, etc. are in. Then we'll go mad on the undercarriage and get everything nice and clean for him. So I think we'll probably not do any more time lapse because we've probably already got a few minutes worth of time lapse, and we'll come back when just the plastics are clean. Runs good. Right, so we cleaned them all up. As I say, this one looks much better than expected. We do a quick walk around it. We've got good tyres on it, or reasonably good tyres. It's a black wheel one, so it's one of the last ones ever made. It's possibly even a 2014, which I know is unbelievable. As we said, we've got 3,000 miles on it. The rear handbrake sort of works on this one, but it's very stiff. I think we've got a slight tweak in the handlebars. Tweak this way. Someone's obviously tried to pick it up on the loader or rolled it, but I don't think it's been rolled, to be fair. It's got the genuine key in it, so it had a repair tag on it, but it seems to be running fine. The winch button is broke, as you can see. All the lights are knackered on the front. I don't know if half of them aren't connected up or plugged in or have bulbs in them. So that's not very good. Let's see if we've got a date here. Oh my god, it is a 2014. So yeah, it's a very new, recent bike. Decent tyres on the rear, they're getting a little bit low. I think the one shock is actually alright. I think this is our problem. We've obviously got a completely broken spring on this side. There's a ripped CV boot there. If we jack it up a little bit more, we'll be able to see the condition of the suspension here. So not much movement on this side. Oh yeah, that's another problem. The little tabs that secure this rack are snapped off, so I'll have to have a new tab welded on. A little bit of play in the upright arms and wheel bearing on this side. Let's have a look around the front. Nothing being collapsed in it. There you go. Now the front of these Arctic Cats, 99.9% of the time, are completely knackered. We'll see what this one's like. If it'll, oh, will it stay on? Yeah, I think it will. Might not be able to see that side because the shock's so knackered on the back.
Oh, that's how I get rid of the water from the from there.
Right, well, unbelievably, sort of commensurate with the mileage, the A-arm bushes are alright on this one. As you can see, we've got a bad lower ball joint down there. See that movement? What's another? There it is. Look, see that there? It's moving. Lower ball joint's no good.
I think so, yeah.
Rip CV base here. Again, bulbs are just hanging out. Headlights would need to be taken off and cleaned properly. They're obviously not had any caps in for a good while, and they've got pretty bloody rancid. Stay there. Stay there. Good Arctic cat. A little bit of a differentiation as well on the much later models. If it's in the last 3 years of production, they've got this much slimmer seat. As you can see on this one will be an 07. The only year these Master Fergusons were made was 07. The seat is much thicker. So let's have a look at the other one. I think you've already seen a clip of me just riding this one around briefly. This one all seems to work very nicely. BKT wing tyres, I think I said before, very good. The seat is ripped under this cover, you can see here. The plastics on this one will clean up and shine up really, really nicely. I suspect the front end on this one's going to be poor, unless somebody's already done it, because it has got 19,000 miles on, but we'll have a look now. And usually this one hasn't actually got a skid plate on it. So I've got to be a bit careful where I jack it up. Someone's obviously lost the skid plate. There's the whole front end jacked up on this one. Yeah, and this is what is typically like on Arctic cats. So you can see upper shock bushing there, completely knackered. Lower A-arm bushings completely knackered. If you come around this side quickly, you can see there, that bush, that's completely gone. In fact, the bolt is actually loose, that wouldn't help much. Upper A-arm bushes, as you can see there, also gone. There's so much cost involved with it going through one of these Arctic cats. Got a good UJ, 4x4 actuator is working correctly. Back of the suspension, I'm not even going to bother jacking up because that's almost guaranteed to be the same. Just let her down. Okay, so what I think we'll do now, just to finish this video off, is we'll hop on this one and take a little bit of a run. Okay? I can't believe I'm riding. Okay, so as you can see, I'm riding the one that was supposed to be not much good. It's actually fine. Is there anything wrong with it? Is that shock? Do you want to film me going quickly around?
You want?
This one's fine, we'll cut back to the next one. Okay, so this is the other one. This one's very little wrong with it, it's other than the brakes. We'll film doing a quick loop on this one then.
It looked like you went for me then.
I didn't mean to. It's because them bushes are no good on the front. It pulls the back a bit. So yeah, I'm not sure whether we'll be featuring these on the channel because we have got a dealer who's interested in buying that whole lot off us. But if we do, I'll look forward to it because yeah, these are really quite nice buys. These are. The main problem with these diesels is if the engines are no good, everything's wrong with the engines. And the engine in these two are absolutely perfect. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Should I say like, comment, subscribe? It was a bit pathetic.